Was this thing on?
Good morning, beautiful people. My name is Rob, and today is an exciting day. Not only is it beautiful outside, the weather is nice, but today is very special because it's my first time ever making a YouTube video, and it's just for you guys. So, first and foremost, I want to say thank you for anybody that's viewing right now. You know, your love and support is always appreciated. So, let's get this ball rolling. So today we're actually in one of my favorite places is Van Cortlandt Park in Bronx, New York, and it's pretty much like the proving ground for high school and collegiate athletes, especially for cross country. This is a place where I did a lot of my training. I still do my training. A lot of people come here because it's just one of those like beautiful parks that has amazing trails. It has a good flat ground surface to run on, and it's just beautiful altogether. So that's why I'm here today. I wanted to give you guys my element. I could sit in my office, I could sit in my house, I could sit into like a secluded area, but this is where I train. Like not this place specifically, but outside. I'm always outside 24/7. I even got it on my shirt, never not running. That's my motto, and I just want to tell you guys a little bit of myself. So I'm gonna jump into a little bit about myself. I'm from Yonkers, New York. I'm 26 years old. I run for Dyckman Run Club. And a little bit about my running history. So I started off when I was about like 8 years old. My dad put me into the PAL, which is the Police Athletic League in my city. And I did a little bit of track meets here and there, running against Catholic schools. And then I transitioned to running 5Ks, 10Ks, a lot of things in my area. Sometimes we went out of state, depending on what it was. And it was a really good experience. I got a lot of my running experience before I actually got to high school. So when I did enter high school, I ran track and field all year long. So I did cross country, I did indoor, and I did outdoor. And I would say I'm your average runner. I always enjoyed it. It's something that I love doing. I'm very competitive, but it's definitely one of the sports that I lean towards more because I played a lot of football and soccer when I was younger, but nothing really resonated the way track and field did, and how gratifying it is to really finish a run and just have that like literal runner's high. It's one of the best feelings on this earth. So that's something that I really enjoyed. So after high school, I decided to go to college. I did about 2 semesters in a school in Manhattan. And just to be completely honest and transparent, that's something that wasn't really on my mind at the time. I kind of did it just because, everybody's going to college and I was being a little follower. But I was honest with myself enough that I was like, you know what, this isn't for me. Let me not waste my time. And I did a complete 360 and I joined the Marine Corps at that time. I joined in September of 2014 and I got stationed in North Carolina. I became a tank crewman, 1812, hoorah to any of my brothers out there, brothers and sisters. And it was just something that I needed. I feel personally, I got a lot of discipline, knowledge, and I met so many people that, stay real close to my heart, still to this day. And it was just a great experience. And throughout that process, I had 2 blessings. I had 2 of my sons, Ezra and Elijah. I have a 5-year-old and a 4-year-old, which his birthday just passed literally yesterday. So really eventful weekend. But for the most part, I tried to stay active while I was in the service. A lot more, I guess you would say, like high intensity combat training and stuff like that. We did cardio in the morning, so we ran at 5 a.m. literally every single day, and it kept me in shape. But for the most part, I didn't really have the fun like I used to before I joined the Marine Corps when I came to running. So that's something that I needed to tap back into. With that being said, I pretty much needed something to do to like really spicing up like my life again, to want to start running and enjoy the moment of like when you're on the track, you're on the gravel, the grass, the concrete, whatever the case may be. And me and my friends, we decided to look up a marathon nearby, and just so happened to be one in Fayetteville, North Carolina. So it was about like a 2-hour drive, and something we never ran before. At the time, we talked about marathons, and like I didn't even know the exact distance at the time. It's 26.2. So I was like, you know what? Hey, we're Marines. We could do it. It's not going to be a problem. It's no sweat. And boy, did I have like the biggest wake up call of my life, because, excuse my language, but it kicked my ass. It was such a great experience, but it was definitely a learning lesson. We went into that, no training at all. I didn't know anything about, taking gels. I didn't know about, proper footwear. I didn't know that you had to like, hydrate in between certain miles or else you're going to cramp up. But long story short, me and my boy, we stopped at like mile 14. He had to use the bathroom. I was gonna stay with my brother at the time, so I waited for him. And as soon as we stopped our motion, like as soon as we stopped in general, immediately my whole body just went into shock. And what I mean by that is like literally every single muscle I could feel in my body was like doing waves. It was cramping up. They were seizing, and like I thought that I was like literally gonna die that day. But me and my boy, like, we decided that we were gonna keep pushing and trucking and go all the way along. And we made it to mile 26 and we finished that day. I'm not proud of the time. It was 6 hours and about like 14 minutes, I want to say. But it was definitely a wake-up call, and I was like, wow, like, this takes a lot of experience. This takes a lot of dedication and commitment, and I wanted to be about that. So I made it, a vow to myself that I was going to come back and run that race. And I came back the next year and actually ran 4 hours and 22 minutes that day. And it was such a big accomplishment for myself, and I seen like the progress, like, how I went from literally having no experience at all to actually being, a decent runner and having some knowledge and being able to, apply it and do something with it. And I was like, wow, like, this is what I want to do. So I believe that that has to be the day that I decided. I was like, you know what, I want to be a marathon runner. And here we are. So at the start of this year, I decided to, partake in something that's bigger than myself. Throughout social media, I've seen a lot of runners. They were doing this thing called a run streak, and pretty much what that entails is, having a distance set, whether it be a 5K, which is 3.1 miles, or a mile, or even more, and running and staying committed to that, for a certain amount of time. And most of these people have been doing it for, a year. They were doing it for 5 years, 8 years, 10 years plus. And it was just something that just blew my mind. I'm like, I wonder what it takes to stay so committed. I wonder, how much mental strength and physical strength you need to just be out there every single day and run. And I wanted to take up that challenge, so I decided to start that January 1st of this year, and I've been doing it since. I haven't missed a day, even if it's like clocking it in at 11:59 p.m. Right before the brink of midnight. But I've been doing it, and it's been such a beautiful experience so far. The best part about this run streak that I would say is like the icing on the cake is the fact that, like, I have people, direct messaging me on Instagram or meeting me in person and introducing themselves, and they tell me to my face that, Rob, ever since day one, ever since I've been following you, ever since I seen you at that race or I seen you on this run, like, you've been motivating me, you've been inspiring me, you got me out today. Like, they see my videos and they're like, I needed to hear that, I needed to see that. And like, I don't think there's anything in this world that's more motivating than that. Like, you guys give me the fuel to get out there and do some more. And it's just like an endless cycle of just motivation, inspiration. It's such a beautiful thing. I just can't fathom like ever stopping this at all. I said that I was gonna stop my run streak probably after like 2 or 3 years, but at this point, like, it's gonna be something that I'm gonna do until my legs give out. And even after that, I'm still gonna throw this disclaimer. It's something that's not really easy. I'm not saying that no one can do this. Everybody can do this, in my opinion. But you have to stay committed. You have to make sure that you have a support group. That's something that's very important. And what I mean by that, is like, there's days that you're just gonna be down. Sometimes you're not in the mood to run, or it's just really rough outside, or you're just not out for the challenge that day. And having that support group is just gonna uplift you. They're gonna be there with you. They're gonna provide for you. They're gonna help you throughout the whole process. And funny to say, on April 8th of this year, I decided to, join Dykeman Run Club for one of their cardio Thursdays. And, since that day, I felt like I was involved with like a community that just fit towards my forte, and I fit like the missing puzzle piece. That's literally what it felt like. I can't put it in any other words, that I was the missing puzzle piece, and I found exactly where I belong. And ever since then, it's been great vibes. It's been great opportunities. We've done great things together, and we're still doing great things. And it's just a beautiful experience altogether. And every single day that I run, they're always there. Someone I could talk to, someone I could run with, and I even have some of my teammates, starting their own run streak, and that's like, it's just the best thing. Like, you have no idea. Like, I just hope that whoever's watching this right now, if you decided to start a run streak, and then your first person that either hits you up and says, yo, you motivated me, or they're like, you know what, I want to start joining you on your runs, I'm telling you, that feeling is going to sit heavy, and it's something that you're just going to want to continue doing, no matter what. And all it takes is just one person, that's all it does. It's a chain effect after that, and the beauty in it is just endless. And I really hope that someone could, take something from this video and apply it, whether it's something beyond running. So a few more things I want to talk about before I end this video. I have 2 races that are very important to me coming up. I have the Atlantic City Marathon in New Jersey, which is on October 17th, and I'm running 26.2 miles, and it's going to be my Boston qualifier for next year. So hopefully I come in at 2:45, and that's pretty much my goal. After that, about 2.5 weeks later, I had the New York City Marathon. I was blessed enough to get an invitation, so I'll be partaking in that as well. And it's gonna be a good experience because it's my first time running a major, and it's also gonna be the 50th annual, and I'll be running with my team, Dykeman Run Club, so you already know the vibes. But other than that, you know, what I have in store for this channel and like for viewers like yourself, you know, for the most part, I want to talk about how it is being a runner, the daily life of a runner. You know, I want to incorporate my own personal life, you know, my social life, my family time, you know, things that I do, a little adventures here and there, just to like spice things up, because I want you guys to see like the rawness of like what it is, because it's not just running, you know. Obviously I had to come out here, I had to, you know, post up and make this video, but after this, you know, I'm gonna be running 3-4 miles in the trails, and what am I gonna do after that? You know, there's things that partake into the daily life of a runner, and I want you guys to get a glimpse of that. You know, that's something I want you to experience. But for the most part, I'm gonna be incorporating a lot of like shoe reviews, what I take for supplements, tips and tricks, whether it comes to track and field, a lot of recovery, the best way to recover, some tools that will enhance the recovery, and a lot more in store. And I'm always open to constructive criticism. So if something that you guys want to see specifically, you know, just drop a comment below, let me know, and I'll definitely incorporate it in the next video or the video after that. I'll definitely talk about it. And yeah, that's pretty much it for today. I hope you guys enjoyed the video so far. Please like, subscribe, and share with a friend, and you know, enjoy the next clip. Let's get to the fun. My favorite. This is my running journey. What's yours?